Okay. We have the most recent documents. Thank you. We have the most recent documents for Lori Daybell. And what we can expect this Friday. I'm gonna skip that one. Did I skip a page? One second, let me grab another page. Did I skip a page? One second, let me grab another page. Somehow I skipped a page. No, what I have both sentencing the same day is Jeremy Best and Brian Kohlberger. That's one that I have the same day. I've been too afraid to check what time because I don't want them to conflict. But avoidance is something I gotta quit. Okay, summary of facts. On July 30th, 2019, Charles Vallow, Lori Vallow's husband at the time, called the Gilbert Police Department to report the defendant believed he was Ed Schneider. So now this is a combination, guys. They're going over, you guys remember how in Lori's trial, she had asked that they not sentence her for Charles until they were done with her last trial for Brandon Bordeaux. So that's why these are going to be in the same documents. She was going to unalive Ed Schneider and that she was going to destroy him. This was the beginning of Charles Vallow's nightmare from which he was never able to wake. On January 31st, 2019, Charles repeated his concerns to Gilbert Police Department about the defendant's belief. Charles Vallow is recorded on body-worn camera video telling the police that the defendant threatened to murder him, that the defendant said that Charles was dark. You guys know what that means, right? And she was calling him by someone else's name. She did that for a lot of people. Invented different identities, said they were dark to unalive them. Charles told the police that his wife believed he was a translated being and that she couldn't die. But Lori, you were just oh so sick. If you're a goddess, how the hell did you get sick? I thought that they would be immune. Anyways, I cannot help it with this one. This is one I cannot control the petty Michelle. Like, it will come out. I cannot help it. Charles explained to the Gilbert Police Department that he was concerned for his children and that he did not know what she might do to them. Charles told the police that the defendant told him to come get the kids and that she did not care what happened to them. I don't remember that part. Do you? I just forgot that I didn't send out anyone's invites. Crap. Invites. I'm horrible with remembering this, you guys. Really horrible. Thank you, Leah. How are you? Sorry, I'm sending out my invites so I don't see the chat. Did any of you guys get notified that I was live, by the way? Thank you, Kat. You did? Okay, good. Kendra, can you do me a favor? Can you message me what you just typed? I noticed that you messaged it this morning in my chat too. If you message that to me, I'll go sign it when I'm done. I have really bad memory. But if you message me, I will go sign it. Okay, so these are Lori Daybell's documents here. she's going to get sentenced this week for her final time. Now, the sentencing is going to be for Charles, her fourth husband, and Brandon Bordeaux, her niece's former husband. Thank you. Yeah, after this morning's live, I was freezing cold. I felt like I had ice in my veins. So I took a hot bath, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do my hair. So, yeah. All right. So the sentencing that's coming up on Friday, thank you. We have 2 different trials that will be sentenced at the same time. She was found guilty for Charles and Brandon. So this is everything that was submitted by the prosecutor, Trina Kay. Charles told the police that the defendant told him to come get the kids and that she did not care what happened to them. Charles Vallow had sole custody of his son, J.J. Vallow, from the time the defendant disappeared in February of 2019 until April of 2019, when the defendant came back into Charles's life. That's when she went off the radar. Thank you. I just have bad memory. It's easier that way. That's when she went off the radar. Charles invited the defendant and Tylee Ryan to live with JJ and him in Texas. When the defendant wanted to move back to Arizona, Charles rented a house in Do better, Michelle. In Chandler, Arizona, for the defendant. Charles moved the defendant, JJ, and Tylee to 5531 South Four Peaks at the end of June 2019. Charles remained living in Texas. On July 9, 2019, Charles Vallow booked Adam Cox a flight to Arizona to help him with an intervention to try to get Lori Vallow back in the traditional LDS beliefs. If you guys remember this point of the topic, they were going to have an intervention. They really were. But that would have limited Lori's access to the church. A few minutes after Charles booked his flight, Adam Cox called his brother Alex Cox, and that's where he made a mistake, and let him know he would be in town on the 10th and wanted to stay with him. Now, keep in mind, Adam and Alex. Alex is the one that is no longer on this earth. Alex is the one that was efficiently her hired gun. She called someone dark, and you know what happened. So his own brother wanted to stay with him and let him know, and he ran back and told Lori. And then we know how this ended. On the evening of July 9, 2019, Lori Vallow told her brother Alex Cox, "It's all coming to a head this week. I will be like Nephi, I am told, and so will you." After this text, the defendant and Alex Cox spoke on the phone for 56 minutes. The evening of July 10th, Alex Cox drove to the defendant's home with a firearm and spent the night at the defendant's home. Actually, I believe it was 2 firearms. I know my memory sucks, but I believe it was 2 firearms. On July 19th, 2019, Lori Vallow's threat to unalive Charles. Obviously, I'm changing words that I can't say on TikTok, so take it with a grain of salt. Lori Vallow's threat to unalive Charles Vallow came true. Charles Vallow came to the house he rented for Lori to pick up his son JJ, which they had agreed upon, to take him to school. As Charles arrived, he saw Alex Cox's truck, and he knew that Lori and her brother were planning something. The defendant allowed Charles to put JJ into the rental car, and then she took Charles's phone and refused to return it. Lori Vallow was able to keep Charles inside the house by refusing to give him back his cell phone, no matter how many times Charles demanded the defendant hand over his cell phone. This defendant would not give it to him and instead walked around the house with his phone. As the defendant was holding onto Charles's phone, Alex came out with the firearm. Alex shot Charles once in the chest, causing Charles to fall to the floor. As Charles lay on the floor, Alex Cox shot him a second time in his abdomen. As Charles lay on the floor, Alex Cox... we already read that one. Lori Vallow left the scene in Charles Vallow's rental car while Alex stayed in the house and staged the scene. This defendant and Alex Cox waited approximately 47 minutes before calling 911. Later, the defendant and her brother went through Charles's phone before giving it to the police. The day after Lori and Alex unalived Charles, Lori texted Charles Vallow's son from a prior marriage, and oh wow, we get to see the message now. Why is she in whichever one of the son's phone this is, why is her contact name Juice Island? I know, it's irrelevant, but I had to. Hi, boys. I have some very sad news. Your dad passed away yesterday. I'm working on making arrangements, and I will keep you informed with what's going on. I'm still not sure how to handle things. Just want you to know that I love you, and so did your dad. Yeah, that's how she told Charles's kids that he was no longer there. On a text message. A freaking text message. The defendant's text message to Charles's sons was not only distressing to them, but it was also devastating. Although the defendant said she would keep them informed on what was going on, when Charles's son asked what happened, the defendant responded, "We are still waiting for the ME report. I'll let you know more when I can." Really, Lori? As you could tell, I really do not like this woman. The defendant's... we already read that. Charles Vallow's son repeatedly texted this defendant asking her what happened to their father and for information about the funeral. This defendant would not tell Charles's son what happened or provide any real information. Yeah, if not face-to-face, you would try face-to-face first, but unless you're Lori, of course. When she did respond, the defendant acted like she did not know how Charles had died. Sorry, I don't have my glasses. Eventually, one of Charles's sons reached out to their aunt, Kay Woodcock, about the text message from Lori, saying that their dad was dead. Kay Woodcock also had no idea that her brother was dead. Could you imagine? Kay and her husband Larry were able to verify that Charles was shot and unalived by Alex after they Googled his... it's been a while, so I'm forgetting some of these details. Kay Woodcock then had to tell her brother's sons that their dad had been shot and unalived by their uncle Alex. By Googling. She had to find out her brother was gone by Googling his name. Thank you, Allison. I know, I need to do better with my words, but the spicy Michelle is slipping out a little bit. On July 15, 2019, the defendant called Banner Life Insurance Company claiming to be the beneficiary of Charles Vallow's $1 million life insurance policy. This wasn't her first rodeo. On July 18, 2019, the defendant learned that Charles Vallow had changed the beneficiary of his life insurance policy. Epic move. The most epic move he could have made. Well, one of them anyways. Epic. Hi. So, on July 18, 2019, this defendant messaged her soon-to-be husband, Lori Daybell, which is now her 5th husband, and said, "So I talked to the insurance company. He changed it in March. So it was probably Ned before we got rid of him." That Ned is being brought up because that's who she thought, or that is who she said was in Charles's body. That it wasn't really him. Lori Daybell moved to Rexburg, Idaho on August 2019 to be closer to Chad. Lori could have allowed J.J. Vallow to go live with Kay, but instead she brought Jaylene Tiley with her to Idaho. Alex Cox also moved to Rexburg. In August of 2019, Tiley Ryan was last seen alive on September 8, 2019, in a photograph from Yellowstone National Park. J.J. Vallow was last seen alive on September 23, 2019, in a video outside the defendant's apartment. The same day that JJ was last seen, Alex Cox began searching for places to practice shooting near Rexburg and for places to tint the windows of Lori Daybell's Jeep Wrangler. This is where it starts to tie in with Brandon. On September 25th, 2019, this defendant allowed Alex Cox to take her Jeep, which, side note, was Tylee's, but okay. It wasn't her name, but it was her daughter's. So he took the Jeep to Dan's window tinting in Rexburg, Idaho, and spent $200 to tint the windows so no one could see into the rear of the Jeep. Later that day, Lori Daybell and Alex Cox went to the Walmart store in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and purchased a track phone for Alex Cox to use for the next murder. Now, some of you may remember, some of you may not. They're dumbasses. I'm just going to say it like that. They're dumbasses. They thought that if Alex Cox's phone stayed in his apartment, that nobody would know that was him that went to Arizona to unalive Brandon. Like I said, they're dumbasses. He activated the Idaho Falls Walmart track phone on September 26, 2019. I know, a big oops. Like, who forgets something like that? Well, I would, but yeah. Who would think? Like, what show have you watched that you think that that's the only thing? His track phone. That's a disposable throwaway phone. He left his phone to make it look like he was there at his apartment, bought the disposable phone thinking that they wouldn't be able to put two and two together. Not the brightest bulb. On September 30th, 2019, this defendant Googled how to get the back seat out of my Jeep Wrangler and watched a YouTube video on how to remove her seat of her Jeep Wrangler. That's a lot more involved than you said it was, Lori. This defendant also took custody of Alex Cox's Verizon cell phone that was subscribed to him and began acting as his alibi so that Alex Cox could drive to Gilbert, Arizona to shoot and unalive Brandon Bordeaux. I cannot say that right. Bordeaux. Alex Cox left from Rexburg, Idaho on the evening of September 30th, 2019 with the Idaho Falls Walmart track phone. The defendant's Jeep Wrangler was last seen on DEA license plate reader in Arizona on October 1st, 2019. You didn't think about the license plate, huh, Lori? You didn't think about that, did you? On October 1st, 2019, Alex used his Gmail account to search for an address in Mesa, Arizona, and to search for directions to Brandon's rental home. While Alex was preparing to commit the murder of Brandon in Gilbert, Arizona, this defendant rented a storage unit in Rexburg, Idaho, to store the rear seat and tire from her Jeep Wrangler. What makes this even more chilling is that this was after Tylee was already unalived. They used the vehicle that Tylee used to drive there and unalive her relative. That's what makes this even more kind of like deranged. Hey, Peachy, how are you? On the morning of October 2nd, 2019, this defendant attempted to provide a fabricated alibi for Alex Cox. This defendant used his Verizon phone to call her son. I'm sorry, but I'm picturing Lori sitting there with one phone in one hand and one in the other hand and calling herself, making sure it lasts long enough to be recorded, and hanging it up. I never claimed she was smart. Both phones were using the same cell tower in Idaho. This call was at 8:02 a.m. Arizona time and lasted approximately 24 minutes. Meanwhile, the Idaho Falls Walmart track phone was utilizing cell towers around Melody Bordeaux's rental house in Gilbert, Arizona, before utilizing cell towers in that area of Brandon's rental property. Oh, I know, right? On the morning of October 2nd, 2019, the Idaho Falls track phone and Lori's Jeep were outside Brandon's house for more than an hour, waiting for Brandon to return home. At least they never claimed to be smart. Brandon Bordeaux returned to his rental house at approximately 9:13 a.m. on October 2nd, 2019. Brandon immediately saw a Jeep Wrangler with no rear seat, no rear tire, and a Texas license plate parked next to his driveway. As Brandon was slowing down, he saw the rear window lift up, a rifle barrel appeared, and then he heard a bang. And his window shattered. The defendant's co-conspirator, Alex Cox, missed unaliving Brandon Bordeaux by just a couple of inches. Ooh, we got a flash goal, guys. It wants us to send the goat. It only counts at once, so it only counts at once, so don't send it more than once because it only counts at once. Save your coins. Okay. Brandon Bordeaux drove off and eventually returned to his rental property. Alex Cox drove off and took the back roads to return to Rexburg, Idaho on October 3rd, 2019. Lori and Alex Cox went to the defendant's storage unit and removed the tire and rear seat for the defendant's Jeep Wrangler and put them back on. She really thought that taking the tire off and putting it back on would make it inconspicuous. Tammy Daybell was unalived just a little over 2 weeks later on October 19, 2019. Chad Daybell was the beneficiary of her insurance policy. Tammy Daybell's death was later ruled a homicide. On October 5th, 2019, this defendant married Chad Daybell in Hawaii. On February 20th, the defendant was arrested and brought back to Idaho. Tylee and JJ's remains were discovered on June 9th, 2020 on Chad Daybell's property. Tylee Ryan's remains have... Trigger warning. Thank you, guys. We have to send the goats for the flash goal, guys. So if you guys could help us get 11 more goats, I'd greatly appreciate it. So again, trigger warning. This is where it goes a little bit more into details. Tylee Ryan's remains had been dismembered and burned. JJ Vallo's body was duct taped and buried in plastic bags. On May 12, 2023, Lori Daybell was found guilty on multiple counts to include the murder of Tylee Ryan, JJ Vallo, and Tammy Daybell in the District Court of the 7th Judicial District of the state of Idaho, in and for the County of Fremont. Lori Daybell, in and for the County of Fremont. Lori Daybell was sentenced to multiple counts of life without possibility of parole. Now we have on April 22nd, Lori Daybell was found guilty of conspiracy to commit first degree for Charles Vallo in Maricopa County. Thank you. On June 12th, 2025, Lori Daybell was found guilty of conspiracy to commit first degree murder of Brandon Bordeaux in Maricopa County. Now there's aggravating factors. This is something that Lori was arguing against. Pursuant to ARS 13-701, D, the court may consider the following statutory aggravating factors when sentencing this defendant. For anybody just coming in, Lori Daybell is getting sentenced on Friday, and I just got a hold of the documents for that. And she's getting sentenced for both Charles and Brandon because she put off Charles's. She had asked them to wait. Guys, if you're just coming in, we also have a flash goal. So if you could send your goats, we just need 6 more and we'd really appreciate it. Okay. The first one. The court may consider the statutory aggravating factor that this was a dangerous offense since it involved the use of a deadly weapon. The defendant knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily waived her right to a jury trial on this aggravating factor and admitted that this aggravating factor existed. Thank you, babe. I don't think she ever thought that it was going to get there. That she was going to get to the stage of sentencing. Who would make such a reckless decision? Other than who we're talking about, you know? Under ARS 13-701D number 4, the court can consider the statutory aggravating factor that the defendant committed this offense as consideration for the receipt or in expectation of the receipt of anything of somewhere that I don't know value. In this case, the defendant conspired with Alex Cox to unalive Charles Vallow on September 11th, 2019. This defendant called Banner Life Insurance Company on July 15th. So she only waited 4 days, y'all. 4 days. That's it. That's it. And she probably thought that was gracious. You guys remember that call, right? Ooh, could you imagine being the person at the insurance company and getting that specific call? Thank you, Dina. How many more goats do we need? I don't have my glasses. I can't see. But goats is our flash goal, guys. If you could help us hit that, I would really appreciate it. I can't see the numbers because my stupid sign's in the way. It's making it too bright. 3. So 3 more goats. That's the flash goal. And it only counts at once, so we need 3 goats from 3 people who haven't sent them. Thank you guys. Okay, so we're back to the point where she actually, and again, I want to applaud the insurance agent. I cannot imagine getting a call from Lori Daybell expecting to cash in on her husband's life insurance policy and finding out she was not the one. Thank you, Dina. So the defendant called on July 15, 2019 because she believed she was the beneficiary to Charles Vallow $1 million life insurance policy. On July 18, 2019, the defendant learned she was not the beneficiary to the $1 million life insurance policy. The defendant texted Chad Daybell and said, "It's a spear through my heart." Was it not a spear, or rather a bullet through his? Literally. Literally. We need 1 more goat, guys. Just 1. Who will be our final goat? Who will it be? Thank you, Christy, but we still need 1. It has to be from someone that hasn't sent one yet for it to count. The defendant then texted Chad Daybell that she would still get $4,000 a month from Social Security. She did this before. This isn't her first time. Thank you, Christy. It's okay. This isn't her first time. She did the same thing with her 3rd husband and Tylee to make sure that she was the one getting those benefits after her 3rd husband suddenly passed away. So this wasn't her first rodeo. The defendant texted Daybell she'd get $4,000 a month from Social Security. Thank you. Because of murdering Charles Vallow. When the defendant later learned that Charles made his sister, Kay Woodcock, the beneficiary, the defendant confronted her about the money. I can't see her confronting Kay, could you? She knew the system very, very well. She really did. She milked the hell out of it. When Kay was there to testify and she had to question her, she was afraid of Kay. I full-heartedly, 100% believe that. That's right. She is scared. I completely agree with that. So the fact that she would confront her... Thank you. Yes, we got 2 flash goals out. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, guys. Under Article 13-701D9, the court may consider the statutory aggravating factor that Charles Vallow's family suffered emotional and financial harm as a result of the defendant and the crime she committed. The defendant knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily waived her right to a jury trial on this aggravating factor and admitted that this aggravating factor existed. Like I said, she never claimed to be smart. Nonetheless, to give the appropriate weight to this aggravating factor, the court will hear from the victims at the time of sentencing about the long journey they have endured to finally getting justice for the death of Charles. I forgot about that. I forgot about that part. That Kay has to go back to give that. I forgot. Under ARS 13-701D11, the court may consider statutory aggravating factors that the defendant was previously convicted of a felony within the 10 years immediately preceding the date of this offense. In this case, the defendant was found guilty on May 12, 2023, and sentenced on July 31st, 2023. For the murders of Tylee Ryan, J.J. Vallow, Tammy Daybell, and for the theft of Social Security money that she continued to collect after the murders of Tylee and JJ. Like we said, she knows the system, she played it well. This conviction is from the District Court of the 7th Judicial District of the State of Idaho, in and for the County of Fremont in case number CR 2221-1624. Next, we have aggravating factors for, I'm not going to read the long numbers. Pursuant to ARS 13-701D, the court may consider the following statutory aggravating factors when sentencing the defendant. This factor is that she was dangerous. This was a dangerous offense since it involved the use of a deadly weapon. The defendant knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily waived her right to a jury trial on this aggravating factor and admitted that the aggravating factor existed. Again, not the brightest bulb. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. Okay, next we have ARS 13-701D4. The court can consider the statutory aggravating factor that this offense involved the presence of an accomplice, Alex Cox. She literally was the puppet master. Or was she? Or was Chad the puppet master? I think they were both playing with the strings. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Alright, so the next one. The court can consider the factor that it involved Alex Cox. The defendant knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily waived her right to a jury trial on this aggravating factor and admitted that the factor existed. I mean, at this point, what did she really have to lose, honestly? She was already convicted of several life sentences, so I could see why she would waive it. The fact is that I strongly believe that the reason she admitted to them is because she never thought she was going to get here. But she is on Friday. The court considered the statutory factor that the offense involved the presence of... I already read that part, sorry. Okay, the next one. The court may consider the factor that Brandon Rideau suffered emotional and financial harm as a result of the defendant and the crimes she committed. And he really has, you guys. He's not been doing well. Brandon testified at trial about the fear he experienced the day the shooting occurred. The court heard some bits and pieces of the ongoing trauma that Brandon experienced when he realized that Tammy Daybell had also undergone unusual circumstances and that he was in fear for his life and the life of his children. Brandon knew that the defendant and her brother were responsible for the death of Charles and possibly Tammy Daybell. He was so afraid that Alex Cox and Melanie Rideau would return to finish the job that he took his children and went into hiding. You guys remember that video I showed you with the body cam from the police? Where Melanie actually goes to try to pick up the kids from his parents' house? But she doesn't go alone. Anybody remember who drove her? To try to get her kids after this? Alex, that's right. And I have a very, very, very strong feeling that if those kids would have left with them, they would never have been seen from again, alive anyways. Brandon continued to be afraid for his life until this defendant and her husband, number 5, were taken into custody. This defendant caused Brandon Rideau to suffer emotional harm, not just from the day of the shooting, but months after. And honestly, days till today. Okay, next we have under ARS 13-701D11. The court may consider the statutory aggravating factor that the defendant was previously convicted of a felony within the 10 years immediately preceding the date of this offense. In this case, the defendant was found guilty on May 12, 2023 and sentenced on July 31st of 2023 for the murders of Tylee Ryan, J.J. Vallow, Tammy Daybell, and for the theft of Social Security money that she continued to collect after the murders of Tylee and J.J. This conviction is from the District Court of the 7th Judicial District of the State of Idaho in the County of Fremont. Now here's the interesting part. The recommendations. Sentence for conspiracy to commit first-degree murder is a Class 1 dangerous felony, and its Class 1 dangerous felony is life with the possibility of release after 25 years. So she's recommending life with possibility of release after 25 years, knowing that she's already got 3 life sentences without parole. That's ballsy, Trina K. This court may run the sentences concurrently or consecutively to each other. The court also can run the sentences concurrently or consecutive to the defendant's convictions in the district court in the state of Idaho and for the county of Fremont. Both conspiracy to commit first-degree murder cases have multiple statutory aggravating factors. Each case has its own victims, and each case has caused and continues to cause irreparable emotional harm to the victims and their family. The state respectfully requests that this court run consecutively and run both of the Arizona cases consecutively to the sentences in the District Court of the 7th Judicial District of the State of Idaho in the County of Fremont. Crap. Hold on, I just messed up. Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. Oh, Jesus. Both conspiracy to commit first-degree murder cases have multiple statutory aggravating factors. Each case has its own victims, and each case has caused and continues to cause irreparable emotional harm to the victims and their families. The state respectively requests that this court run both cases consecutively and run both of the Arizona cases consecutively to the sentences in the District Court of the 7th Judicial District of the State of Idaho and for the County of Fremont. Signed, Trina K. Thank you. What do you guys think? This kind of feels like a boss bitch move from Trina K. 100%. I really do feel that. So that is all the documents. That's the 14 pages that were released today in anticipation for her sentencing on Friday. Anybody else think it's going to be a shit show? I do. So I put the documents in a video that I put out before coming live, but I wanted to come live to read through them with you. That way, if some of you are like me and you have sucky vision and you couldn't read them, you just heard them. What else do we have here? Sandra, I see that you sent that Travis Decker warning. I saw that video too. Hi Tara, how are you? That was days before he even picked up those girls. And he got in two rear-ending accidents. Let me just see if I have anything else here. A 4.8 magnitude earthquake is reported to have hit Alaska again. Hello, I'm having a good day. I hope you are too. There's something I have to show you guys though because it's too funny. Hold on. Tell me that's not hilarious. Give credit to where credit's due. The account is called Lockup Jen. So go over and give them a heart me as I did, because that was brilliant and it made my day. But I had to share that with you guys. Alright, what else do we have here? Yeah, I saw the dash cam. I just haven't decided if I want to play the dash cam in a live yet. You would think they'd have something. You know, the whole time we thought that he was spotted, it was somebody else. It was somebody else that was a similar looking person. So they started looking in the wrong place. They switched their stuff up. Let me see. Yeah, I could use that link too. Alright, let me just move this so I can see my other side of my screen. How many of you actually believe that he's still alive? I have a feeling he's no longer with us. Just checking to see if there's anything else we need to know about. Because if you're like me, you're nosy and you feel like you need to know. Jacksonville officer stripped of his duties after a viral arrest. There's an emergency response at Illinois Beach State Park. Yeah, well, I think the difference with Laundry is I think his mom actually unalived him for him. Okay, what is going on here? Thank you, Sandra. There was also a cause of death revealed for Melina Fratellini. Somebody correct me, please, because I don't know how to say that. Her cause of death was asphyxiation due to drowning. It's been ruled a homicide. Okay, let's see what's going on with this beach here in Illinois. Oh, I hope that there wasn't a drowning. And there's no sound of the video. Oh, I do too. Unlike they did for Stephen Stearns, but you know, hey. The precedent that our justice system has been setting is very shameful. I think this one was a drowning, guys. This is Illinois Beach State Park. I've never been there and I live in the state. I think it was a drowning though. We'll keep an eye on it since we can't really see much. It's just the helicopter footage. That's a good question. I wondered too. I wondered too. You are awesome. Thank you. Yep, I was right. Thank you. Dive team search for 15-year-old boy in the water near Illinois Beach State Park. Dive teams are searching Tuesday afternoon for a teenage boy in the water of Illinois State Beach Park. The Lake County, Illinois Sheriff's Office said it launched its boat as well as numerous drones in the search for the 14-year-old boy. Numerous fire agencies were also on scene, and the U.S. Coast Guard was also called out. They're saying that the search was underway behind the breakwater close to the shore. Information about how he ended up a missing person in the water was not immediately made available. Thank you for sending that one too. I had a feeling that that's what it was. Sentencing for Koberger is at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Does that mean I have to go to bed at a responsible time? We need to figure out what time Jeremy Best is tomorrow as well. Because we have two. Nope. It's right here at Long Crime for 8 a.m., but that's Central Time. So that means I need to get my happy ass to bed at an earlier time tonight. Thank you, Christy. Or just get it, yeah, 100%. 100%. That's going to be a really emotional one to hear too, guys. Really emotional. Everyone giving their impact statements. I can't promise not to cry. I'm a crier, you guys know that. I'm in my feelings all the time. Part of being an empath. Thank you, Hopi. How are you? You know, since we had Stearns's yesterday, I've been searching everywhere for anybody that knows where Jen Soto is. Nobody knows. Samantha, you want to do your magic? Figure out where she's at, because I want to know. Where the hell is Jen Soto? Not only did she not go to the sentencing, she didn't show up virtually or even write a statement to have read on her behalf. So again, where the hell is Jen Soto? The same sister that spoke in the courtroom? Thank you. The same sister that went and gave her own impact statement? The same sister who is tortured by what happened? Okay, thanks. I was being sarcastic at myself. Hi, Ethan. Thank you. That's when Jeremy Best is? Mountain Time is an hour behind me, right? Yeah, they're both going to be at the same damn time. So we'll have Jeremy Best sentencing and Brian Koberger sentencing at the same time tomorrow. So what we'll have to do is watch Koberger and then pull up Jeremy Best's after that. I forget what day it is every day, so don't feel so bad. Every damn day. You guys heard about Ozzy, right? A Florida babysitter charged after allegedly leaving an infant alone outside business in the heat. I'm glad that babysitter was charged. Yeah, he's definitely resting in peace now. I'm not going to play this video because it's going to use words that TikTok doesn't like. Maryland FBI agent faces up to 122 years in prison for raping women. An FBI agent in Maryland, 122 years. I hope that they give him all 122 of those years. People need to quit abusing the trust that people have by being in positions of power and doing this. The fact that it was an FBI agent is like a double slap to the face. Alright. Did you guys catch the testimony from Lolly yesterday? Proctor was a no-show. He didn't even follow through to get any of the search warrants in that case. Right? Let's hear this clip. They'll tell us exactly what happened. What? Four cruise guests arrested for alleged rug possession in Bermuda. Oh, I have it muted. No, I don't.
Took place, you'll recall. Oscar, this is a name we all remember. What did he have to say?
Glenn, ADA Lolly spent almost 2 hours being grilled on the stand here in court today. He was being asked why he didn't pressure or press Michael Proctor harder on turning over information, turning over evidence over to the defense team in the Miles King case. Norfolk County Assistant District Attorney Adam Lally in the hot seat Monday.
I didn't get all 6 search warrants from Trooper Proctor.
You did not?
I did not.
Explaining his role in the investigation of Miles King, the man accused of the 2021 murder of Marquis Simmons in Milton. Lally was grilled by King's defense attorney Rosemary Scapiccio, who questioned why it was taking so long to share discovery evidence with the defense as required by law, including search warrants collected by former state trooper Michael Proctor.
I entrusted that whatever discovery I was requesting, I would get at some point in a timely fashion and then turn it over.
But you didn't get it. You asked for it 5 times. You didn't get it. You had to go see him. You have them right there now, and you still don't say, give me your file? Let me go through it?
No, I did not.
Scapiccio filed a motion to dismiss the King case, arguing that the DA's office isn't doing a proper job collecting and sharing evidence in a timely fashion.
It's so...
Now we have to wonder how many cases that they've touched where they're actual people that committed the offense and they can get off because of who touched the case.
has it that I'm concerned for every defendant out there as to whether or not they're getting appropriate discovery through the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office.
Proctor was fired in March by the State Police Board for the mishandling of evidence and inappropriate behavior during the Karen Reed investigation.
Was the Karen Reed case a one-off? And I would say it doesn't appear to be, because here we are again with late discovery.
Judge Peter Krupp ordered Scapiccio and the Commonwealth to hash out discrepancies in the discovery, but a larger Proctor issue remains. Scapiccio and other defense attorneys rushed to court last week to prevent the scheduled destruction of Proctor's cloud data obtained by the FBI during the Reed case. Data, they say, could impact dozens of criminal cases he was tied to.
There wasn't anything he didn't have his hand in.
I'm scared of what's going to happen with Brian Walsh's case, too. Because who was the lead investigator? Proctor. And if we're looking at a case like this one, to where it's really pointing at the person being guilty. And then they get off and then they recommit. What the hell are you doing, Massachusetts? Norfolk, you need to get your shit together.
The lead investigator in the Karen Reed case did not show up to court. Defense attorneys for cases investigated by former state trooper Michael Proctor are asking for a judge to stop the destruction of his cell phone records. This all comes after Proctor was fired in March for disparaging text messages he sent about Karen Reed, which he read on the stand during her first trial. Several attorneys say last week they were told his cell phone records would be destroyed. The Norfolk County DA's office says that they are holding them. The attorneys say that they want charges against their clients thrown out due to, quote, alleged bias by Proctor.
Does anybody actually think that those phone records aren't going to accidentally disappear? I think that's what's going to happen. Just like how Higgins' phone and then the others upgraded their phones when they were supposed to, yeah. Thank you for the follow. I'm going to let them continue.
Apparently, he thinks he's above the law. So he was served in hand. He was told to be here this morning. Instead, his attorney showed up and said he left on vacation on Saturday. The vacation was planned, I understand, a year before. But the way that you handle things like that is that you appear before the court before you're supposed to appear on the day, and you ask for some modification of that. That didn't happen in this case. He just didn't show up.
Proctor's attorney was in court, as she said. He said that his client was fired for, quote, unsatisfactory performance, not bias. This is happening while a federal court decides on a destruction order of Proctor's iCloud account. The case heads to court on Friday.
If we were summoned to court and we didn't show, it would have been totally different. Totally different. Wait, go back. Thank you. What about warrant? A warrant for what? For who? Oh, for Proctor? Yeah, clearly. And he's asking for his job back. But if you think about it, how many... Every case that he touched, you have to wonder if that's another innocent person that he was trying to put away by his shoddy work. And then how many cases of actual unalivers are going to get off and could possibly recommit? Was that warrant issued? Inquiring minds want to know. Thank you, Glam. We'll have to look into it. Thank you for the follow. Let's see what else we have. Thank you for the follow. And guys, I'll put this one up on my YouTube too because it was me reading through the Lori Daybell documents in preparation for Friday. So I will put it on YouTube as well. There was a high-speed police chase in LA and the pet dog was apprehended. Who was driving the damn vehicle then? That is what would happen to us, 100% it would, but not to them. You understand why I'm like, yeah, there was a police chase, but they apprehended a dog. Because I couldn't understand what I was reading. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, if you guys didn't hear the update, remember what happened for the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department? That explosion that ended 3 officers' lives? They now are saying that what did it was grenades that they had taken from someone's home that they thought we're not going to be able to work. They were wrong. Okay, what else do we... I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at you guys laughing at each other. Laughing at me. You know, the regular. Free the dog. 100%. 100%. Poor dog. Poor puppy. You know, I've been telling Aaron I want a dog. He said no. Oh gosh. I still have yet to make the, damn it, now I can't remember it. Don't recall sticker. Will you? Good, I'm glad, because that dog clearly is going to need some support. Do you think he'll get offered gourmet meals too? Stephen Stern does. There may be a lot more work, but he said I can't have another kitten, so then I said a puppy. Next is going to be I want a miniature pony. Until he eventually agrees to another kitten. He will break. I will make him, he will get one eventually. I don't know how long it will be, but I will break him of saying no more cats. We will get one more. Well, we have 4 cats. You did not just say it was Chloe. You mean Cora? It was Chloe Cora driving her vehicle out in Los Angeles. I still can't get over the fact that this is literally titled High-Speed Police Chase in LA, Pet Dog Apprehended. I don't think the dog was the one driving the vehicle. But these are the stories. These are the days of our lives. We need to have some lighthearted stuff. So thank you for apprehending that, actually let him go. Or her. I'm not biased. Let that puppy go. Yes. It's 31 minutes and 33 seconds. That's the only reason I didn't play it. But now I'm kind of curious. Did they handcuff the dog? Because isn't that animal abuse? What? Jean says, okay, I just can't remember what is going on. That was supposed to say I just checked in and saw what's happened. We were just going over the Lori Daybell documents. I put them out in a video, but I wanted to come live to read them out to you guys too. I have one male cat, and he's turned into a daddy's boy. He's betrayed me. Thank you. He's betrayed me. In a brutal fashion. Did you guys see the video I did last night of Binksy watching How to Train Your Dragon? I'm not kidding. That was just a headline that I was reading. He was watching it directly, and every time I turned the phone, he would sit here and turn to me and look at me like I was crazy. So I had to record it. The thing is him and Toothless look a lot alike, and I think that's why. Wait, did I send it or did I just open it? Okay, let's see if they handcuffed the dog. Again, this was on Fox, live now with Fox 2 hours ago. High-speed chase in LA, pet dog apprehended. I'm wondering how. And
Looks like, what was with that plane? Yeah, that was like, we literally had a twin-engine plane under us just a moment ago. Don't know what that was all about.
I'm going to get some more water. I'll be right back.
My curiosity is piqued, but we got a pursuit right now, so we're going to stay with that.
I have to know.
A little bit of slower action right here. Let's see if any LAPD is behind him. Oh, look at that. Oh, and we're at the Inspire. We are inspired to be pursued.
This is the same guy that did that one police chase. Remember, we were talking about how much we loved his energy? This is him. I think this is him.
Dude. And anyways, making the turn right now, getting on to La Brea. Looks like we're heading northbound on La Brea. Are we heading north or are we heading south? Anyways, I don't know what's going on. Changed his mind. Made a decision to pull over. Psycholulu. We're going to make a U-turn. Here we go. And you got the LAPD in the air, LAPD on the ground, and back onto the freeway we go. Big sweeping turn right there, but I'm sure that that little Corolla's going to take that. No problems at all. I'm going to turn down the IFB because it is too staticky. I don't know what's going on there. And multitasking, sorry kids. I just had to turn some stuff down. I don't know. Is that the CBS? Oh, it was and all those problems. All right. Whoa, 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 whoa.
If I have to watch it, so do you.
And we're back in the ship that has the ghosts in the machine. I want to say I didn't do that. I didn't. I'm going to say it because I didn't. But yeah, this camera just goes off and does its own thing here every now and then. Slowing down a little bit because he's got traffic in front of him, and it looks like LAPD still not backing off. I believe it's probably because of that whole assault with a deadly weapon. I'm not sure if it's assault with a deadly weapon on an officer, but
those are heavy accusations to make against that pup, sir.
Definitely an assault with a deadly weapon, and they are definitely staying with it. A lot of times they'll just give it up and say we're going into tracking mode. I haven't seen that this morning at all, or is it afternoon? It is afternoon. Technically, we are in the afternoon hours. I don't know.
This has got to be the same one.
Just somebody just getting in the way. They probably heard the sirens and was like trying to get out of the way. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. It did. I never like it when you start bumping into people's cars. That's just not cool. Everybody, so they probably hear the lights and sirens. Everybody's trying to get out of the way, doing the right thing. But how out of the way can you get? Let's just take a peek at what that driver's doing now that we got him over.
That is not a puppy.
I'm going to stay out of the super close shots, not because I'm worried. It's more because the camera sometimes wants to do its own thing. And when we're super tight like that, it might become a problem. Looks like we are...
Anybody else feeling like this dog is innocent?
10 freeway. Yep. And cutting around everybody, getting into traffic one more time. Oh, that, I think that black car and the blue car got into it, right? They collided underneath the bridge. I'm going to stay a little bit wider. The LAPD is right there. Why is that other LAPD going south? Oh, because they went south. Yeah, I made another U-turn. There he is. My goodness.
This guy needs a raise. He really does.
Kids, I'll be really honest with you. I've been having a couple of rough days. I'm just, I don't know.
We have too.
I don't know. I'm not sleeping well. A little stressed out. I know you're probably like, oh, Stu, we feel so bad for you. Could you just talk about the pursuit? Yeah. I think I'm going to do that for you guys. Anyways.
If for some reason you ever hear this live, I hope that your week gets better for you.
Continuing on right there, we got the speeds up. I'm kind of shocked, 80 miles an hour on the 10 freeway, on a Tuesday. That's and look, he's passing everybody. This is a lot. The other LAPD officers, they are nearby. I don't think they're going to hand this off to California Highway Patrol. I did turn the scanner down. What's he stopping again for? What is this guy doing?
Why are you asking us?
Is he looking for a place to jump out and run? I'm wondering. Oh, look, there's Batman's behind him. I'm Batman. All right, here we go. Here we go. Back into the emergency lane. The gore point. We're goring. And he's back into the traffic. He could probably take the emergency and get around this guy.
He did that. I'm
There he is
Batman
doing it
voice.
again. I'm wondering if the car's running out of gas or something because he's acting really, really odd. I'm going to get out of the double.
It really did look like the Batmobile, though.
I had it turned down. I had you guys way turned down because I had soccer. What's up? Oh, they're going to take us live. Oh, I'm glad I checked. I'm going to put on the serious face. Hey, I hear
You're
you.
already
Lisa,
live.
we got a pursuit.
Or you were
Did you
at that
notice?
time. He needs a raise. He always
Lisa's a big
makes it
fan of the
entertaining.
pursuits. What's up?
Yeah, this is definitely the guy from that
Yes,
one.
I can hear you. I can hear everybody. I'm talking to Lisa right now, and we are ready to go. Anytime I start hearing you guys talk, we're gonna start making this happen.
Thank you for the follow. We're going to see this through to the end.
I hope I'm going to be able to hear the right studio.
Well, that would be awkward if it was a different studio
All
that
right,
you don't
everybody.
work
I've
for.
been a little bit quiet because I was expecting us to go live on television. I guess they're getting their ducks in a row down there. Whack, whack. And we're going to keep an eye on this. Back up into the 80 miles an hour, westbound on the 10. At least he's not in the Bravo. That's all I got to say. What is the Bravo, Stu? That's where you the channel on cable? No, that's the airspace that's controlled by LAX. I'm standing by.
Yo, he talks to himself too. I'm not the only one. He does it too. He asks himself stuff and he answers, just like me. We might be siblings long lost.
Copy all. Copy all. I just hope I can hear the booth. 10 seconds. Committed to the 10. We're going to the beach. I'm standing by. Oh, thank goodness. Hey, Sandy, this has started in the pretty like University Park area. That's where we picked this up. It was going for a little bit before Skyfox got there. We're looking at that gray vehicle that is in the fast lane, now moving over to the number 2 lane and maybe even the number 3 and continuing over. LAPD, they were on the ground and they were right.
Side note, I have this sped up just one. And for a second there, I thought we were listening to a NASCAR thing.
Right behind it, there is still a couple units. They backed off just a little bit. The helicopter from LAPD, that's still up above it as well. They're making the calls, keeping the guys on the ground informed on where this vehicle has been going. Now, they haven't given this up because a lot of times we know about how the policies work for the law enforcement out here. And a lot of times when they start driving very erratically, like this guy has, they basically back off. They do we're going to go into tracking mode. We're going to keep an eye on it. But in this case, for some reason, they have not. I've heard them mention on the scanner, so it's unconfirmed, that this person is an assault with a deadly weapon suspect. Now, we don't know what that deadly weapon is. Is it a gun? Is it the car? We don't know. Who they assaulted. That's the other part as well. We have been taking before we went live, we have been very, very close up, looking in the windows. Does appear to be a male, middle age, I would call it, and very agitated. That would be the words that I would use. Moving around very quickly, using his cell phone, picking up the cell phone, and we've been getting on and off the freeway. We've been on the 10, like I said, from the 110, coming up on the beach right now. We're going to be on Pacific Coast Highway here in just a moment. Now, there was what we believe to be a minor accident, not involving that vehicle you see right there, but because of that vehicle. He basically cut into traffic. Somebody swerved and stepped somebody behind him. Very close right there. And that created an accident, but very minor accident, if one at all. They basically just kind of swapped paint, bumped into each other. LAPD, they are doing what they can. We've been watching lights and sirens and a couple of the off-ramps. Everybody else trying to get out of this guy's way, like they should when they hear those lights and sirens. That vehicle trying to take advantage of that. We've also seen him stop at one point and then make a U-turn when the officers got kind of close to that vehicle. So right now, we're coming to the end of the 10 freeway. Don't know. Maybe we're exiting. Okay, we're exiting. So we're going to be probably off at we got the map up. I don't got to call it out for you. It's Olympic Boulevard right there. So we're going to keep an eye on it. The traffic really starting to get thick. My concern obviously is anywhere in Santa Monica, traffic's going to be bad. Pedestrian traffic is going to be much higher. So we're going to keep an eye on this and with everybody else. And hopefully this will not end in any kind of bad way. Sandy?
It doesn't though. It's okay. He drives like my husband.
A lot of it of traffic, and then look at all the pedestrians. Almost every intersection we've gone by. Don't want to see that at all. I always, that's my biggest concern.
Is anybody else still worried about this dog? I am.
Is going to create problems, and you can see. Look at the folks out here, and again coming to us so much. Yeah, and it is like, is he taunting the officers? Is he trying to make it?
Yo, why didn't you tell me my husband was in here?
Decision. It is really peculiar. There you go. That's what you were concerned about happening.
Know, Gene.
Wrong way.
That's what we're trying to find out.
And then making his way around, and it looks a lot of these crazy U-turns, and now he's kind of squeezing by right there. Folks got their cell phones out. They're probably hearing the lights and sirens. LAPD, they're going to be a little bit harder to make that type of U-turn. And what can't be getting on the pier, that's going to be a dead end. So, yeah, I guess he figured that out, too.
I know
he
was
all
earlier.
The pedestrians out here.
He's just circling. You can't drive down a pier,
What the heck was
sir.
that? Yeah. Wait, door's open. Oh, and he's got a dog.
There's the puppy.
He's got a dog. Yeah, he's got a dog, and he clearly this suspect has been through this before. I can venture to say they're not that quick in giving their commands. He just got out. The dog, and of course, everybody's going to be concerned about it, but the dog definitely has a leash. And let's see how the officers handle it. I'm sure they're going to have to call for animal control. No, it's not a pit bull. And the dog is at the pier while his owner gets taken into custody. But LAPD, they probably do not have as a jovial attitude as we might be having up here. I'm happy to see this come to an end. There is no doubt about that. They've got their weapons out, not less than lethal. They've got weapons. So that really brings us back to the possibility that this person is armed or had a gun. Hopefully they left that weapon in the vehicle or maybe disposed of it somewhere along the ride.
Please do
but
not
right
show
now,
the
it definitely
dog
looks
doing
like it is
his
coming to an end
business.
here in the Santa Monica area, right off of the CA1, right in front of the pier.
Yep.
The dog marking is predatory right there. That suspect waiting to be taken into custody. The best thing about this is right now that vehicle has stopped. Pedestrians are safe. And of course, anything could happen. You could get back in the car. You could try to take off. Officers are being very cautious on their approach. And this brings us back to what this.
I'm not smiling about the situation. I smile when things are uncomfortable or I'm nervous. Just so y'all know.
They have with them. There's that person with that officer with the green weapon. That's going to be less than lethal. But everybody else, they've got their weapons out. So they're taking this very, very seriously. That suspect on the ground and waiting to be taken into custody. Officers from LAPD, they are doing this by the book. They are going to make sure they're going to make that approach. One of them actually has a shield out. So that makes me really believe that this suspect had a gun at one point or reported to have a gun. Look at everybody's got him covered. You know the drill. They're going to check the car, check the trunk, but they're probably going to take that suspect into custody first. Dog's back in the car. He's ready to go. LAPD, dog's probably going to have to wind up going to a shelter. I'm hopeful that it will be reunited with family or possibly even adopted. The dog had nothing, didn't do anything wrong, but that suspect definitely something was up this afternoon, and LAPD taking him into custody.
But what about the puppy? There's a car seat in the trunk. But there's not a baby in it, guys. The only person we're worried about right now is this puppy. Because there's no baby. Just in case you guys were worrying. I know the dog jumped back into the car.
Copy.
Are they going to Mirandize him or her? We'll call PETA.
Puppers.
Street vendor just rolls up there. He's just chilling. Excuse me, don't mind me. Nothing to see here. You think they were patting the dog down? Did they have permission first?
All right. right, and we're probably still live on the YouTube. We're going to keep an eye on that suspect, and we're also watching as the dog's going to get... Oh, thank you, Christian. Thank you. Tell Sandy thank you as well. Oh, Lisa, thank you.
I just want to
Oh,
be
Puppers
clear.
is going to be okay.
The puppy was not the driver.
Pursuit dog. Yeah, me too. I'm keeping an eye on the officers. I want to see if they pull a gun out. You know, that's really what I'm looking for. I'm waiting to see. I'm kind of splitting the time between the two. Yeah.
This guy really
And this is the
needs a
camera that
raise.
has like its own mind. It like that one shot where it was just going wide the whole time. That wasn't me. I wasn't even touching the zoom control. And then every now and then it's like oh, I want to go up, I want to go down. I'm just like a ghost in the machine.
We will call PETA. Do not yank on
Clearly,
that
that
leash that
officer had a
hard.
rapport with the dog. Yeah, he's like, we need to go for another ride.
Babe, I want a dog. Now he's going to pretend he left so he can
If you
have to
guys are
respond.
watching from anywhere but here in California, it's a beautiful day at the shoreline. It started out a little cloudy indeed, but right now it is starting to clear up, getting sunny. I got a kid seat also. This guy's like a family man. I don't know why he's running. Like I said, I only go by what they
He's the
tell me.
best.
I can't make a call.
Gene.
Look at these guys. You're just like you're gonna get inside the car and start looking around with them. I mean, it's
They're
like,
worried about the puppy
dude, what are
too.
you doing? I'm waiting for the officers to be like, get out of here.
Now you have me thinking of PETA as Cruella DeVille.
Where is Puppers? Did he get put in the car?
Yeah, where's the puppy? We were distracted.
Oh. Nope, he's still right there.
Oh, okay, good. Thanks for telling me because I didn't see him. I'm talking to Stu like he could hear me now.
This guy's like going through the trunk in a big way. I mean, it's like, dude, if he had the gun, there's no way he got it into the trunk. So I don't know what's going on there. Man, he's doing his job like you do your job. Nobody's complaining. Well, I'm sure people are
He's
complaining.
awesome. He asks himself questions and answers himself too, just like me. I think we might be siblings separated at birth. You never know.
That guy's exhausted. You see that? He's wiping the sweat from his brow. This is a lot of work taking through
Just
this car.
wait till that heat wave hits us. You guys are getting a heat wave too, right? No, it's not a pit bull. They're saying about 100 and I think they said 119 degrees here tomorrow. It's a good thing I never leave my house. Just saying. I think the puppy's gonna be safe. The fact that they titled this that they apprehended the puppy, I could not resist playing this. I couldn't do it. Ours is Wednesday, Thursday,
Well, you got a
Friday.
can of gas. Well, maybe it's water. Stu, how do you know it's gas in there? I don't know.
Because it's
Yeah,
red.
it's a gas can.
Right, exactly.
Tourists are just walking by like this is an everyday event. Yeah, the dog's like, "Let me help you out. I'll tell you where the gun is. Why don't you just ask me?" Yeah, give me some snacks. I'll show you where it is.
Maybe he's
I'm
interviewing.
gonna get in the trunk.
He's interviewing for future roles
Aww,
as a K9 officer, I think.
dude, you can't close it. Oh, he's joking.
Don't joke like that. We're watching you. That puppy must have been hot too. He's like, give me some shade. Maybe they're thinking he'll find the firearm they're looking for. Or he's hot. Yeah, and then the officer made a joke like he went like he was going to close the truck with the puppy in it. That's why I'm like, well,
That guy's got a
you.
lot of stripes on his arm. Like a lot of stripes.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's in the trunk. I think he is. I agree.
If this dog pulls anything out, I think he will be a successful interviewee for the position of police canine.
It's interesting how animals know. It's like, that's my car. You know what I mean?
Can we put the puppy in the air-conditioned vehicle, please, sir?
Right.
He's hot. It's hot out there.
Yeah. Probably just wants to go home. I hope there's a family member or somebody that's going to come and pick him up, or her.
Me too.
Right. What a good dog.
You could also take down the seat if it's one of those vehicles that lets the seat come down.
No,
You have the puppy out that way too.
They tore the car. Well, they went through it all, as far as I can tell.
Dude's videoing the whole thing, making sure that nothing happens to the puppy too.
My guy's like, let me give you a hand getting out of the trunk.
You guys are the ones that let him jump in. Now you're gonna have to get him out, and we're watching you.
Nobody's pet him. That's also kind of interesting. Yeah, right.
Can we adopt him?
Hey, I want a shirt like that. Yeah, just pet him. Just show him show him a little love.
That's what I was saying. Let him in the air conditioning. This was a chase earlier.
That's not the car with the suspect.
This was a chase from a little bit ago that was titled Dog Apprehended. We had to see what was going on. We had to know if the high-speed chase involved a driver that was the dog that they apprehended or what the details were. I'm nosy like that.
Take it easier. All right, everybody, you can take it easy. We got this. They just got off the beach, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Are they going to take the dog? Oh, they're going to probably take the dog. That looks like they got
No, he needs to stay in the air conditioning. Why would...
I don't know. What do you need the lift gate for? All right?
California, sorry. I hope they don't make him go in the back of that truck. That's too hot. No, only one of them is a true crime kitty, and you know it.
Yeah, they're there for the dog. I don't know. I was kind of hoping it'd go back with LAPD so it'd be closer to, where this thing started.
And that it will be
Did somebody drive the
air conditioning.
car? Oh, yeah, they did. Clearing the intersection. All right, let's...
And off he goes. Or she.
No. We're not going to be done until we find out where that dog goes, and then we'll be out of here then.
Respect, Stu. Respect.
At least we can see the back of this. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. That's kind of a brutal cage for the
The
dog.
back is open.
It looks like a door. No, they haven't. They moved. They cleared the intersection, or they are clearing the intersection. But yeah, they started clearing the intersection.
I'm still worried about this puppy, you guys.
Far be it for me to criticize law
I
enforcement, but
know,
that's pretty
Susan,
brutal.
exactly.
It does have holes. It does have holes. Okay, at least it has holes.
That's too hot.
It's ventilated. Santa Monica shelter.
This is actually from like an hour ago.
Yeah.
This was
Who knows?
a chase in California that was titled Police Chase Dog Apprehended. So me being the nosy person that I am, I had to figure out what the dog was doing. Was the dog driving? What did the dog do wrong?
Oh, it is animal control. These are just straight out animal control. That was quick. That was super fast. Huh?
Do you think that...
What was that? Yeah.
Okay. Do you think they take a
Skybound Simon
mugshot?
Dash, checking in. One more time, checking in.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pio.
Don't tell me that. Why are you ruining everything I'm thinking about puppies today? I tried thinking that we would call PETA if they were mean to it, and you tell me that they
For
put
all
dogs
you
down.
non-Californians, there is Santa Monica, Malibu, and beyond. Come out and enjoy some beaches.
Okay, guys, we know that puppy is gonna be relatively safe. The puppy was not driving the vehicle. That's why I said relatively. I think he should be hired as a police canine. I really do. I really, really do. Also, which Menendez brother is it? The younger one. Lyle? Yeah. Lyle, they're getting Eric, okay. That's why I asked, because you guys know I never remember. He was diagnosed with some kind of medical condition that requires him to be in the hospital. So he's in the hospital right now. What's this one?
We'd like to say hello to some of you in the crowd. How we're going to do that is we're going to use our cameras and put some of you on the big screen. So please, if you haven't done your makeup, do your makeup now. This is the way we're going to get to say hello to some of you. We'd like to say hello to some of you in the crowd.
What he was really saying is if you're here having an affair and you're here to see the concert, you might want to step away. That one picture that I sent you guys, this one, is epic. Hey. Hank, Bev. Karen's still looking the other way, smiling one. Morrissey's hanging out back there. Yeah. It's been a long week and it's only, wait, what is today? Tuesday? Like I said, it's been a long week and it's only Tuesday, so we need a little bit of lightheartedness. Just a little bit. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you. That's it. We're done. I read through the documents for Lori Daybell. I did post them, so if you guys want the documents, you can go in there and read them. If you have bad vision, I'll put this live up later on my YouTube so you could hear me read it again. Right? 100% seeming that way, doesn't it? So we'll be starting early tomorrow. We will be starting early because we have Coburger at 8 a.m. Okay, So if you're reposting the videos that I do here, when you go into the videos, to the right side, there'll be like a little like rectangle thingy with arrows on it. Yeah, just open the video and you'll see something like rectangly. I'm not telling you right, am I? Hold on. Let's just do it this way because I don't want to be wrong. And I'm fully aware of my capacity to be wrong. We need to confirm though too.
I'm just trying to be myself. I got everybody mad at me for it. I hate to be so hot. I'm just trying to be myself. I got everybody mad at me for it. I hate to be so hot.
This says you're dating your sister? That's gross. I really hope that that's not what they're doing. Okay, you see this right here?
I got everybody mad at me for it. I hate to be so hot. I'm just trying to be myself. I got everybody mad at me.
It allows you to share, or there's this option right here, the yellow one, is repost.
I hate to be so hot. I'm just trying to be myself.
I really hope that they're not siblings. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you. I'll put the video up on my YouTube, so if you need to have those documents read through again, if you have bad vision like me, I'll put it on the tube of you, so it will be there. Other than that, you guys have yourself a great night. I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow. I'll be all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and everything. I'm undecided. No, I'm not going to. I don't think I am. No. Because it's me doing a mask and it went horribly wrong. And the amount of data on my phone it takes up to download one of those lives. By the way, I have more of those masks. I forgot to get them. They're still on my front porch and I don't even want them. I didn't think this through. They're not as good as they say they are, in my opinion. Yeah, I forgot to. So we need to figure out if Jeremy Best is going to be... Thank you, Maureen. We need to figure out if Jeremy Best is going to be streamed as well. That way when Brian Kohlberger is over, we could flip right over to Jeremy Best. It's not going to be easy, guys. Either of those. They're both very, very emotional, heartbreaking cases. All right, I'm going to stop there because I'm in a good mood. I don't want to get myself worked up. So I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Stay safe out there, guys. Bye. Thank you.